Zayde Leon.
Yes, Mitchie.
As you know, you are soon to be celebrating or actually a couple milestones.
May the good Lord willing.
Be the good Lord willing. Your grandson's bar mitzvah.
First one since me.
That's right. And also your 50th anniversary. And I would like to ask you now, when did you first meet Luann, Mom?
Years, probably 1947.
And what do you remember about the first time you met her?
She looked very nice. I'm trying to think. She looked a little bit like a newcomer to this country. But she was very sweet, and probably immediately we started going together. That was probably in the fall at the university of '97, and we went on New Year's Eve and engaged March 30th, 31st, the day before, 30 days after, okay, March 31, the day before April Fool's Day.
Okay. When did you first realize that she was the one for you?
Well, we were engaged on March 31st, so it was probably New Year's Eve.
No. How did you know that you were in love?
I was attracted to her. She was very, very nice, very good looking, and very sweet, very loving.
What were the qualities in her at that time that attracted you to her?
You're asking me unrehearsed questions. Okay, the qualities was, like I said, she's very sweet, very friendly, very nice to be with, very nice to be with socially, loving,
Okay.
and just nice to be with.
That was a rehearsal. Now we're going to start. Okay.
How did I do on the rehearsal?
You did great.
Am I on?
Now you've been asked those questions. Okay. Ready?
No. Okay.
Ready? Dad, soon you
Okay.
and Mom are going to be celebrating your 50th anniversary.
With the good Lord willing.
With the good Lord willing. When did you and Mom first meet? Tell me about that experience. Where you were and...
Probably in September of '47. At the university we met.
Did somebody introduce you?
Must have. I think we met at the Hello house. And I don't know if anybody introduced us. Somebody must have. I don't recall.
What do you remember about that first meeting?
I don't recall. What was exciting, I knew that at first Mother looked like a newcomer to this country in her coat. But we started going out, and we even dated. I think we started going out maybe in October. We dated New Year's Eve at a friend's house. We were together with around 5, 6 other couples. We became engaged on March 31st. Mother says it was March 31st. I think it was April 1st.
Okay. Was it love at first sight?
I think after the second or third meeting it was, very much so.
Was it after the second or third meeting that you knew that she was the one for you?
Yes, I think it came very, very fast. I think we both, at least I felt it, very much in love with Mother. She was a very nice woman.
What were the qualities that attracted you to her?
I think she's very good looking, very sweet, very nice, very friendly. It was nice to be with. And I enjoyed her company very much.
One thing that I don't remember hearing much about was your wedding. Tell me about your wedding.
I have to think the date. November 7th, 1948, which 50 years ago, like you said. I remember Mother taking off her shoes, wasn't comfortable, and had her loafers on. Also, I had borrowed my dad's car for the wedding, which was November 7th, and it was so cold out that the motor cracked. Froze up and actually cracked. That time, I think he used alcohol, not pressed some.
Did you take a honeymoon or have a honeymoon?
Yes, we did. We went to the Curtis Hotel for a couple nights and enjoyed it. It was very, very nice. And
So
very
you did,
happy to have done it.
did you go out of town besides? Or?
No, we went out of town a couple years later, after Jackie was born, which came around 10 months after we were married. I think about 2 years later, 3 years later, we took a weekend off and went to Chicago for our honeymoon then.
Okay, now what would you say are the qualities you admire most about Mom?
I think of Mother as probably the most respected woman that I know of. I give her a lot of credit for raising our family. She's been very insistent on our Friday nights that our kids would all be together. And has done a beautiful job in raising the kids. And the respect she has from the children, we have from the children and grandchildren. Very proud of our family. And it's unbelievable that 50 years, which has gone by so fast, and we have a great grandchild, a year and a half old. I think we've had a very fantastic life together. But I will say we had a very difficult start, but we have probably become one of the happiest couples that there is.
Okay, speaking of children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
Great-grandchild.
Great-grandchild, but for the future, what is the legacy you would like to leave?
I think what we're very proud of is relationships. First of all, my family's kids are all living in town except for those that are away from at school. But I'd like to leave the kids the best I think we can give them is the closeness that we have. I think that again is because Lou has had Friday nights services, we're out dinner, we're out together, and our three daughters are very close, and also the son-in-laws are like three brothers, and the cousins are all very, very close. I think that's what we've tried to install in the kids is that family is very, very important, and we'd love to see that carried on.
Actually, I have no other questions unless there's a few words that you would like to say.
This is going to be displayed to everyone, video. I thank you all for coming, and we're very pleased that you are here, and to our friends that came from a distance, we thank you. And I'm very glad and very proud that my family is all here. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Okay.
Want to play that back now?
No, we'll see it another time. Next we do Mom.
Oh. Did I pass the test?
You did great. It was easier than last time, wasn't it? Hi, Lulu.
Hi there.
How you doing?
That's fine.
You
Me
was
too.
fine. You
Very
was
good. It
fine.
has been for class in 1998 on June 13th, 19. Did you see this?
Okay, Lulu,
Yeah.
try to focus here.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm just going to ask you a few
All
questions.
right.
Tell me about the first time you met Dad.
Oh my God, we were at the University of Minnesota, and he was with his friend. It was a Saturday class, and he was walking with his friend one way, and I said, "Oh, hi," to his friend, and he introduced me to your father. And that was sort of the beginning of 51 years ago. I mean, it was because we went together for a year.
Who is the friend that introduced you?
It's Shank Fishman.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that story.
Didn't he tell you?
What do you remember about the first time meeting him?
Oh, he was so handsome. He had this gorgeous curly hair. He had this gorgeous physique. He had the very, pardon? Am I giggling? I'm sorry.
Okay. I was just going to tell you to stop wiggling. Go ahead, Lola.
He was really, really handsome. He had a head full of gorgeous curly black hair, and he was gorgeous shape, gorgeous physique. He was tall, dark, and handsome.
When did you first know that he was the one for you?
I think New Year's Eve. We met, I think we met in November, and we went out New Year's Eve. And he gave me his ring, and we kind of knew because anybody else that I had a date with, I broke off with, and we just started going together.
Besides being tall, dark, and handsome, what other qualities attracted you to him?
He was tall, dark, and handsome. He was really nice. We were kids. I mean, what did we know? He was a college student. He was a veteran of the Navy. You know, all those real important things in those days.
Tell me about your wedding.
Well, I believe it was September when your grandparents decided we better go. Oh, we got engaged. Don't you want to hear about our engagement?
Sure.
We got engaged March 31st. We went with Granny and Grandpa to the jeweler to pick out the diamond. I was really, really nervous and really scared because it was just a few months. And we really did not set a wedding date, but that was the only time, at that time when we were getting the wedding engagement ring, that I thought, am I doing the right thing? I'm just trying to remember, but he had to ask Grandpa if he could marry me. Maybe that was before, it could have been. Anyhow, we went to a restaurant, I think it was called Curly's, and we went out for dinner with Granny and Grandpa, and Dad and me. And then pretty soon Red Lyman walked in. She said, "Are they engaged yet?" Well, Dad hadn't even asked Grandpa if he could have my hand. So then Dad and Grandpa Harry went into the men's room. And in the men's room, he asked Grandpa if we could get married. So Grandpa said yes. So then I think it must have been the next day that we went to pick up the ring. And that's when I was a little nervous.
Well, did he get down on his knees?
No, just ask Grandpa in the men's room. Don't ask me how. It was really kind of funny.
Okay.
And then we got engaged, and I had this beautiful ring, but we never had a wedding date set. And so in September, we went to the Vanguards, and they decided we better get married this time. So from September, Granny and Grandpa made all the wedding arrangements. We got married November 7th, 1948. We had no input whatsoever. All we did was knew we were getting married.
So you showed up.
We were there, right, for a while.
And what do you remember about your wedding?
I remember it was at Bethel. It was I think it was probably one of the first weddings in the downstairs room that they had just built. Who was our caterer was, oh gosh, what's his name? I can't think of it right now. But anyhow, we had Uncle Rael and Aunt Roz, who were our best man and matron of honor, and Estelle and Bob. Well, we were going together, so of course they stood up for us, and then Lorraine and my cousin Sherman, who had come home from the service, stood up together, and then another friend of ours, Sylvia Reskin, stood up with Dad's friend, Mike. I can't think of his last name. Anyhow, and those were our attendants. And I think at my wedding, we didn't have too many friends. Doris was there, and Eunice Siegel, and that's about all I can remember. a few of Dad's relatives, and a lot of mine that I didn't know.
And how about your honeymoon?
Oh, we spent the night at the Curtis Hotel. We had such a good time. So we spent a couple more nights there. And that was it. And then after Jackie was born, Aunt Roz came and stayed with Jackie. And we went to Chicago, maybe about a year later. That was it. But we had fun. We really were happy with each other. Every month, I think, on our anniversary, your dad would buy a Hershey bar. That was our celebration. And during Valentine's Day, he would buy me chocolate Cupid. Just so it was chocolate, we didn't care what else.
Sweet.
It was kind of fun. It was fun. It was like two little kids playing house.
What would you say now, 50 years later, are the qualities that you now admire most about Dad?
Dad, I feel that, number one, he's extremely honest, hardworking. He demands, not perfection, but he demands from others nothing more than what he demands from himself. And he's just a good person, good husband, good father, loves his family. And we were lucky that it worked. He was starting out without any real plans. I mean, our major plans were we were going to have 3 children. I mean, that, it was like 2 little kids planning housekeeping. And he started to work for Grandpa. Do you want me to go into this? Started to work for Grandpa. I really didn't want him to, but that's how it ended up. And I just saw how ambitious he was and how caring he was. And he's just, he's been a terrific guy.
I just have one final question.
Okay.
What legacy would you like to leave for your children, grandchildren, and future and present great-grandchildren?
Number one, I want my family to know that family is the most important. I want my family to be close with each other, to be understanding of each other, and to always love each other, and to be as close as possible. Whether you're together in the same city, but at least have the contact that you have each other, because in the long run, family is more important than anything, including your extended family.
Thank you, Lula. Very nice. I hope it was painless.
Thanks.